I'm Catarina Rivera, a public speaker and DEI consultant focused on disability inclusion in the workplace. Now that I've shared these photos with you, I've stopped sharing my screen because I want to appear larger. For anyone who lip reads, I hope this is helpful as well. I've been disabled my whole life. I was born hard of hearing, but my parents didn't know why I was hard of hearing or needed hearing aids. When I was 17, I was diagnosed with Usher Syndrome, which provided those answers. It was unexpected. After my diagnosis, I started to deal with having a progressive vision disability as well, and what that meant for me and my life. I'm also Cuban and Puerto Rican, and my Latina identity is a really important part of who I am. I founded Blindish Latina because I wanted to share my story of being a disabled Latina woman. I wanted to be the representation I myself did not have. Many people don't know a lot about disability and are uncomfortable even saying the word. But we need to say the word, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with disability. You'll be hearing me say the word at least 40 times today. With my Instagram account, Blindish Latina, I wanted to become everyone's disabled friend, just in case they didn't have anyone openly disabled in their life. It is said that knowing just one person of an identity group reduces prejudice and bias. On a regular basis, I receive messages and comments from people thanking me for educating them, for helping them to learn something simple that they can do to include others. I realize now that I've come full circle because I started my career as an educator, not for adults, but for elementary school students. My first job was as a bilingual elementary school teacher in the Bronx. I wanted to give back to Latina students who didn't have the same privilege that I had. I grew up in suburban Maryland in a house with a yard, with two parents who had graduate degrees and were English dominant. My students were recent arrivals to the country, or those who had been here a while and hadn't yet tested out of bilingual education. When I started teaching at 21 years old, I came in with big dreams and a big heart. I was ready to change my students' lives. And I was terrible. I was not a good teacher. I didn't know what I was doing. If I told my students to do something and they didn't do it the first time, I just looked around nervously and felt powerless. I remember asking a colleague to come observe me and give me tips because the principal was watching me, letting me know that she would fire me if I didn't shape up. So I had a few students sitting in a circle with me on the rug for a small reading group. I asked Noel to put his hands in his lap, and he did it. The teacher observing me said, "Catarina, you need to watch him do it. And if he doesn't do it, say it again. Let him know you actually expect him to listen." That advice changed my life. I didn't realize I wasn't actually holding my students accountable to the expectations I had for them. I didn't truly believe that they would listen to me. And they were getting the message that they didn't have to. Once I started implementing this change, along with many others, I gained confidence as a teacher and even kept my job. We need to do the same with companies and organizations. Hold them accountable for including disability in their work.